The vast expanse of Earth's Atlantic Ocean concealed many secrets beneath its rolling waves, but none quite as extraordinary as what the alien research vessel Star Seeker discovered on that fateful morning. The ship's crew had been conducting routine scans of Earth's oceans when their sensors detected something impossible: energy readings that shouldn't exist on a planet at this technological level. Captain Tom stood at the bridge of the Star Seeker, his three eyes blinking in confusion as he studied the readings. "Run the scan again," he ordered his science officer, Jack. The alien crew had chosen simple Earth names for easier communication with humans during their approved research mission. Jack's tentacles danced across the control panel as he repeated the scan. "Captain, the readings are consistent. We're detecting energy signatures matching Level 7 technology. But that's impossible. Earth is only at Level 3. The bridge fell silent. Everyone knew that Earth had only recently developed basic spaceflight and was still struggling with efficient renewable energy. Finding technology 4 levels above their current capabilities, hidden underwater no less, made no sense. "Show me the exact location," Tom commanded. A holographic map appeared, highlighting a point in the Atlantic Ocean. The energy signature pulsed like a heartbeat, steady and strong, coming from nearly 3 miles below the surface. The crew began detailed scans of the area, revealing a massive structure hidden beneath centuries of ocean sediment. Its size defied belief, an entire city stretching across the seafloor, protected by what appeared to be an energy shield far more advanced than anything their own civilization had developed. "Look at these material readings," Jack said, his voice filled with wonder. "The city's outer walls are made of a metal alloy we've never encountered before. And these energy patterns, they're not random. There's an artificial intelligence down there, still running after who knows how long." Captain Tom made a decision. "Send a probe down. Let's get a closer look." They watched in anticipation as their most advanced underwater probe descended through the dark waters. As it approached the energy field, something unexpected happened. The shield shifted, creating a small opening, as if inviting them in. "It's letting us through." Jack's tentacles curled in surprise. The probe's cameras revealed a sight that would change their understanding of humanity forever. Crystal spires rose from the ocean floor, their surfaces untouched by time. Streets laid out in perfect geometric patterns stretched between buildings that seemed to blend organic and technological elements seamlessly. And everywhere, there were symbols, ancient Greek letters, mixed with mathematical equations that would have looked more at home in an advanced alien civilization's textbooks. "This can't be human technology," one of the junior officers whispered. "Can it?" Captain Tom leaned forward, his 3 eyes wide with amazement. "We need to contact Earth's governments immediately. They need to know what we found." As the crew scrambled to prepare their report, the probe's cameras caught something else, a faint glow emanating from the heart of the underwater city. It pulsed once, twice, like a beacon awakening after a long slumber. The lost city of Atlantis, hidden for thousands of years beneath the waves, was about to reveal its secrets to a very surprised galaxy. Within 48 hours of the alien discovery, the United Nations Assembly Hall buzzed with unprecedented activity. Representatives from every major nation sat alongside the alien delegation from the Star Seeker, all eyes fixed on the massive screen showing underwater footage of the mysterious city. "What you're seeing," Captain Tom explained, his translator converting his words into multiple Earth languages, "is just the outer edge of the structure. Our scans suggest the city extends for several miles in each direction." The UN Secretary-General leaned forward in his seat. "And you're certain this isn't from your civilization, or any other alien civilization you know of?" "Absolutely certain," Jack replied, his tentacles moving excitedly. "The technology has a distinctly Earth origin, but it's far more advanced than anything we expected to find here." After hours of debate, a joint expedition was approved. The humans would provide their best deep-sea experts and historians, while the aliens contributed their advanced underwater vessels and scanning technology. Leading the human side was Dr. Robert, a renowned marine archaeologist, and Dr. Mary, an expert in ancient civilizations. 3 days later, they made their first descent. The combined team occupied 2 vessels, the alien deep-sea shuttle, Depth Diver, and a modified human submarine. As they descended through the dark waters, excitement and tension filled both crafts. "Look at that energy shield," Dr. Robert whispered, watching the mysterious barrier shimmer like the northern lights underwater. "Nothing we have comes close to this technology." The alien sensors detected something new as they approached. The shield was actually analyzing them. It wasn't just a barrier, it was an intelligent defense system. Suddenly, both vessels received a transmission, a series of mathematical equations. "It's a test," Mary realized, quickly working with both human and alien computers to solve the complex problems. "The city wants to know if we're intelligent enough to enter." The team worked frantically, combining human intuition with alien computing power. After 20 tense minutes, they transmitted their solution back to the shield. The barrier rippled, and just like with the probe, a passage opened. As they passed through, their vehicle systems detected a change in the surrounding water. The shield had created a controlled environment, making it safe for them to exit their vessels once they docked. They found an entrance, a massive doorway covered in inscriptions that mixed ancient Greek with complex mathematical formulas. Dr. Mary's eyes widened as she translated the main inscription. "Welcome to Atlantis," she read aloud. "Guardian of Earth's greatest secret." The door began to open automatically, revealing a pressurized chamber beyond. The combined team of humans and aliens stood before it, barely breathing in anticipation. This was more than just finding a lost city. They were about to step into a piece of Earth's hidden history that could rewrite everything they thought they knew about human civilization. "Well," Dr. Roberts said, checking his equipment one last time, "shall we meet our ancestors?" As they stepped through the doorway, lights began activating automatically, revealing a corridor that seemed to blend stone architecture with technology that looked like it belonged centuries in the future. The lost city of Atlantis was welcoming its first visitors in thousands of years. The combined team of humans and aliens stood in awe as they moved through the first chamber of Atlantis. The walls seemed to be made of a single piece of unknown material that glowed with a soft, blue-white light. Their footsteps echoed on floors that looked like marble, but felt warm to the touch. "These readings are impossible," Jack said, waving his scanning device. "The power output, it's like nothing we've ever seen. The entire city is powered by some form of clean energy that's been running continuously for thousands of years." Dr. Mary touched one of the walls, and suddenly holographic images sprang to life around them. They showed scenes of ancient Atlantis, people walking through streets, children playing, and machines that seemed to defy the laws of physics as they understood them. "Look at their clothing," Dr. Robert pointed out. "It matches some of our oldest Greek artifacts, but look at those devices they're carrying. They had technology that we still haven't invented." The group moved deeper into the city, passing through what appeared to be a residential district. The homes were perfectly preserved, protected from the ocean's destructive force by the mysterious shield. Inside one house, they found dining tables still set with plates made of an indestructible crystal-like material. Captain Tom's 3 eyes blinked rapidly as his sensors detected something unusual. "There's a massive power source coming from the city center. It's what's keeping everything running." As they approached the central plaza, they encountered their first active Atlantean technology. A floating sphere, about the size of a basketball, approached them. It scanned each member of the group with a beam of light, then projected a message in ancient Greek, which Dr. Mary quickly translated. It says, "Identity confirmed. Return of the surface dwellers and the star travelers. Authorization granted for central archive access." The sphere led them to a building that dwarfed everything else they'd seen. Its spires seemed to be made of pure light, and symbols scrolled endlessly across its surface. The entrance opened automatically, revealing a vast chamber filled with floating crystals, each containing what appeared to be stored information. "This must be their library," Dr. Robert breathed. "Their entire civilization's knowledge, preserved perfectly." One of the crystals floated down to their level and began projecting images. They watched in amazement as it showed the history of Atlantis, how they had achieved technological breakthroughs thousands of years before the rest of humanity, how they had mastered energy, matter, and even gravity itself. But then the images turned darker, showing conflict and debate among the Atlantean people. They saw a council meeting where a decision was made to hide their civilization beneath the waves, to protect something vital from those who would misuse their knowledge. "They didn't sink," Mary whispered in realization. "They chose to come down here. They had a reason." The floating sphere blinked with new intensity, and more crystals began to descend around them. The true purpose of Atlantis was about to be revealed, and it was far more significant than anyone had imagined. The Lost City wasn't just a remnant of ancient human achievement. It was an actively maintained installation with a mission that had continued for thousands of years. The exploration team made a breakthrough when one of the knowledge crystals connected directly with their computer systems. Suddenly, a voice filled the chamber, speaking in perfectly translated language for each listener. "Welcome, children of Earth and visitors from the stars," the voice said. "I am the Guardian Eye, created by the Atlantean Council to maintain this city and its vital mission." Dr. Robert stepped forward. "How is this possible? An AI system that's been running for thousands of years." The holographic form of a person appeared before them, dressed in a simple robe with geometric patterns. "I was created using technology that your civilizations are only beginning to understand. My quantum processors are powered by the same eternal energy source that maintains this city." Jack's tentacles trembled as he analyzed the readings from the eye's projection. "This system, it's more advanced than anything in the known galaxy, and it was created by ancient humans." The Guardian Eye nodded. "The Atlanteans achieved what you would call Level 9 technology. They understood the fundamental forces of the universe in ways your current science is only beginning to grasp." Images appeared around them, showing the city in its prime. They saw transportation systems that defied gravity, healing chambers that could cure any illness, and energy systems that drew power from the fabric of space itself. "But why hide all of this?" Dr. Mary asked. "Why keep this technology secret from the rest of humanity?" The AI's expression grew serious. "The decision to submerge our city was not made lightly. We observed the pattern of human development, the cycle of civilizations rising and falling through war and greed. The Council determined that humanity needed to develop the wisdom to handle such power on its own path." Captain Tom moved closer to one of the floating displays. "But you're revealing yourself now. Why?" "Because you came together," the eye replied. "Humans and aliens working as one. This is the first sign we have awaited, that humanity has begun to move beyond its ancient divisions." The eye waved its hand, and a new section of the city lit up. The walls became transparent, revealing vast chambers filled with machines, vessels, and technology that looked like it belonged in the far future. "This city is not a ruin or a museum," the Guardian continued. "It is a fully functional installation, maintained and ready for the day it would be needed again. That day approaches faster than you realize." Dr. Robert looked at the others. "What do you mean? What's coming?" Before the AI could answer, alarms began to sound throughout the city. The Guardian's form flickered as it processed new information. "We must accelerate the schedule. Long-range sensors have detected something approaching. The very threat we were created to guard against." The team watched in amazement as the entire city seemed to come alive around them. Machines began powering up, lights brightened, and previously hidden doors opened to reveal chambers filled with technology that made even the alien visitors gasp in surprise. "Now," the Guardian said, its voice filled with urgency, "you must learn quickly. The fate of Earth, and perhaps the galaxy, depends on what happens in the next few days. The Guardian AI led the team to what it called the Hall of Records, a massive circular chamber where the walls themselves seemed to be made of living data. As they entered, streams of light flowed around them, carrying thousands of years of stored information. What you're about to learn, the Guardian said, is the true history of Earth's civilizations. The cycle has repeated itself many times. The chamber darkened, and three-dimensional images filled the air. They showed Earth's past, but not the version written in any history book. Ancient civilizations rose to incredible heights of technology, only to fall mysteriously. Each time, Atlantis watched and recorded. We weren't the first, the AI explained, just the first to break the cycle. We discovered why great civilizations kept vanishing, and we knew we had to prepare. Dr. Mary touched one of the floating images, showing a civilization that seemed even more advanced than Atlantis. How is this possible? There's no trace of these societies on Earth. Because they were erased, the Guardian replied. Not by time or natural disaster, but by something that comes from beyond the stars. Something that harvests advanced civilizations once they reach a certain point. Captain Tom's three eyes widened in recognition. The empty worlds. We've found them across the galaxy. Planets with signs of advanced life, but no civilization remaining. We never knew why. The AI nodded grimly. You called them empty worlds. We called them harvested worlds. When our sensors detected the first signs of their approach thousands of years ago, we made our choice. Instead of reaching for the stars and drawing their attention, we hid beneath the waves. Jack moved his tentacles across his scanning device frantically. But why not warn the galaxy? Why keep this knowledge hidden? Because they watch for warnings, the Guardian explained. They monitor communications between worlds. Open warnings would have drawn them immediately. We had to wait, prepare, and hope that when the time came, Earth would have allies. Dr. Robert stepped forward, his face pale with understanding. The timing of our discovery wasn't an accident, was it? You let us find you now for a reason. The chamber shifted again, showing a map of the solar system. A cluster of unknown objects appeared at its edge, moving slowly but steadily toward Earth. No, it wasn't an accident, the Guardian confirmed. We detected their scout ships entering the outer solar system. They've noticed Earth's rising technology level. But this time, something is different. The AI turned to face them all, its holographic form glowing brighter. For the first time, they'll find a world ready for them. Atlantis has spent thousands of years preparing defenses, studying their weaknesses, and developing countermeasures. But we need both humanity's creative spirit and alien technological understanding to implement our plans. The team stood in stunned silence as the weight of this knowledge settled over them. They weren't just exploring an ancient city. They were standing in humanity's last line of defense against a threat that had been hunting advanced civilizations for millions of years. Now, the Guardian said, "Shall we begin your training? Time is short, and there is much to learn." The Guardian A's training program was intense. For 3 days straight, the human and alien team absorbed knowledge through direct neural interfaces, a technology that made both Captain Tom and Jack marvel at its sophistication. The harvesters, the Guardian explained as it showed them detailed scans, attack in 3 phases. First, they send scout ships to assess a world's technological level. That's what we've detected approaching now. The team watched a holographic simulation of sleek, dark vessels that seemed to bend light around them. Second, the AI continued. They send their main fleet if they determine a civilization has reached the harvest point. And the third phase? Dr. Robert asked, though his expression suggested he dreaded the answer. The Guardian dimmed the lights and showed them images that made everyone step back. Massive ships, each larger than Earth's largest cities, appeared. They begin the harvest. They don't just take technology. They take entire populations. In their view, advanced civilizations are resources to be collected. Dr. Mary studied the data flowing past her, but you found their weakness, didn't you? That's why Atlantis has waited all these years. Yes, the Guardian confirmed. We discovered they cannot detect anything beneath a certain depth of water. Their sensors have a specific limitation, one they don't know about because no civilization has ever survived to exploit it. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the city. The Guardian's form flickered as it processed new data. The scout ships have crossed Jupiter's orbit. They're moving faster than we anticipated. Captain Tom moved to a control panel, his 3 eyes scanning the readings. We need to warn Earth's governments, prepare defenses. Not yet, the Guardian cautioned. If we alert them too soon, the harvesters will detect the preparation and accelerate their timeline. We must wait until they commit their scout ships to close orbit. Then we strike. Jack's tentacles curled in concern as he studied the battle projections. Even with Atlantean technology, the numbers don't look good. Their fleet vastly outnumbers our combined forces. The AI nodded grimly. Numbers alone won't win this fight. Follow me. It led them deeper into the city, to a vast chamber they hadn't seen before. As lights activated, they gasped. Stretched before them were rows upon rows of sleek vessels, unlike anything Earth or the alien civilization had created. Atlantis didn't just hide. The Guardian explained. We built. These ships combine our most advanced technology with specific countermeasures against harvester weapons. But we need crews, humans and aliens working together, combining your unique perspectives with our technology. Dr. Robert touched one of the vessels, feeling its smooth, almost living surface. How long do we have? The Guardian projected a countdown in the air. At their current speed, the scout ships will reach Earth in 5 days. We have until then to train your people to use our weapons, or humanity will become just another harvested civilization. The team looked at each other, the weight of their responsibility settling on their shoulders. They weren't just fighting for Earth anymore. They were fighting to end a cycle of destruction that had plagued the galaxy for millions of years. Then we better get started, Captain Tom said firmly. We had a lot to learn, and not much time to learn it. The events of the next 48 hours transformed the underwater city of Atlantis from an archaeological wonder into a military command center. Deep beneath the Atlantic Ocean, ancient machines hummed to life as the Guardian AI initiated full activation protocols. The outer defense grid is now online, the AI announced as Dr. Robert and Captain Tom watched the main control room's displays. The holographic map showed a network of energy nodes spreading across the ocean floor, all pulsing with power that had lain dormant for thousands of years. Dr. Mary rushed in, her eyes wide with excitement. You need to see this. The hangar bay. It's incredible. In the massive underwater hangar, crews of humans and aliens work together, preparing the Atlantean vessels for battle. The ships themselves seem to respond to their crews, interfaces adapting to accommodate both human hands and alien appendages. The Neuralink is accepting our pilots, Jack reported, his tentacles moving rapidly across a control panel. It's like the ships were designed to be used by multiple species. They were, the Guardian confirmed. The Atlanteans foresaw this alliance. Every piece of technology in this city was created to be universal, adaptable to any species that stood against the harvesters. Suddenly, the city trembled, not from an attack, but from activation. Hidden doors in the ocean floor slid open, revealing missile batteries and energy weapon platforms that had lain concealed for millennia. The sight of ancient weapons emerging from the seabed sent nearby marine life scattering. First wave of defense systems deployed, the AI reported, beginning launch sequence for the Sentinel fleet. In the hangar, 20 sleek vessels rose from their docking clamps. Each ship combined the elegant design of ancient Greek triremes with technology that seemed centuries ahead of anything humanity had achieved. Their hulls shimmered with an energy field that made them almost invisible to the naked eye. Beautiful, aren't they? The Guardian said proudly. Each one carries enough firepower to level a continent, but their true strength lies in their ability to work together. The first joint human-alien crew boarded their vessel. Through the neural interface, they felt the ship come alive around them, its systems merging with their consciousness. It wasn't just a machine. It was a living weapon designed to channel the combined will of its crew. Scout ships will enter Mars orbit in 60 hours, Captain Tom announced, reading the long-range sensors. We need to be ready before then. The Guardian's holographic form grew larger, addressing everyone in the city. For thousands of years, we waited for this moment. Atlantis was never meant to hide forever. It was meant to be humanity's sword and shield when the harvesters returned. More systems activated throughout the city. Hidden chambers opened to reveal squadrons of autonomous defense drones. Weapon fabrication plants began producing ammunition and energy cells. Everything the Atlanteans had built was awakening from its long slumber. Remember, the Guardian said as the crews prepared for their first training mission, "You're not just fighting for Earth. You're fighting to break a cycle that has claimed countless civilizations. For the first time in millions of years, we have a chance to stop the harvesters." The combined forces of humanity, their alien allies, and Atlantean technology were about to face their first test. Above them, beneath the waves of the Atlantic, the most advanced fleet ever created on Earth prepared to reveal itself to the stars. The Harvester scout ships entered Earth's orbit precisely when the Guardian AI predicted. 3 black vessels, each the size of a small mountain, appeared against the backdrop of stars. They were like holes in space, absorbing light rather than reflecting it. In the Atlantean Command Center, Dr. Robert watched the main screen as the enemy ships began their scanning patterns. "They're looking for signs of advanced technology," he said, his voice tense. "Let them look," the Guardian replied calmly. "Our shield prevents them from detecting anything below the waves. Now we wait for them to move into position." The harvester ships spread out, forming a triangle above Earth's atmosphere. They began broadcasting signals, probes seeking evidence of technological advancement that would mark humanity ready for harvesting. Captain Tom stood at the command station of the lead Atlantean vessel, his 3 eyes fixed on the tactical display. "All ships report ready. Crews are linked and combat systems are at full power." Beneath the waves, 20 Atlantean ships waited in formation. Their crews, human and alien together, felt the thrum of ancient engines through their neural links. Each ship was a perfect fusion of art and war, their golden hulls adorned with designs that were both beautiful and deadly. "They're launching atmospheric probes," Jack reported from his sensor station. "Standard search pattern, just as the archives predicted." The Guardian's holographic form expanded, addressing all crews simultaneously. "The moment approaches. Remember your training. These ships are extensions of your will. Fight as one." Dr. Mary monitored the energy readings from the city's main defense grid. Power levels are optimal. All weapon platforms are charged and awaiting command. The harvester probes descended through Earth's atmosphere, their black forms like falling stars in reverse. As they reached the predetermined altitude, the Guardian gave the signal everyone had been waiting for. "Execute primary protocol. All ships, launch." The ocean surface erupted as 20 points of golden light burst from the depths. The Atlantean fleet rose like avenging angels from the sea, their hulls shedding water in glittering cascades. Each ship moved with impossible grace, defying physics in ways that modern science couldn't explain. The harvester probes detected the launches too late. Before they could react, the first wave of Atlantean weapons fire reduced them to atoms. Above, the 3 scout ships registered the loss of their probes and began to power up their main weapons. "They're calling for reinforcements," Jack announced, his tentacles dancing across his console. "Just as we hoped. They think they found an easy target." The Guardian's voice carried a note of grim satisfaction. "They expect to find a primitive world taking its first steps into space. Instead, they've encountered the combined might of 3 civilizations: human ingenuity, alien technology, and Atlantean power." The harvester ships launched their first attack, sending beams of dark energy toward Earth. But they met an invisible barrier. The full power of Atlantis' shield grid now expanded to protect the entire planet. All ships, Battle Formation Delta, Captain Tom commanded. Show them why Atlantis was worth waiting for. The Golden Fleet rose higher, their weapons charging with energy that had been waiting millennia to be unleashed. Above them, the harvesters were about to learn that they had made a terrible mistake. They hadn't found another world to harvest. They had found humanity's hidden sword, finally unsheathed. The battle for Earth began with a display of power that would be remembered for generations. The Atlantean fleet, its golden ships moving in perfect formation, engaged the Harvester scout ships in high orbit. The Harvesters' dark energy weapons met streams of pure light from the ancient vessels, creating a spectacular light show visible from Earth's surface. Their shields are adapting, Captain Tom announced from the lid ship, just as the archives warned. Switch to pattern Omega. The combined crews worked as one through their neural links, their ships dancing through space in movements that seemed impossible. Dr. Robert and Dr. Mary watched from the command center as the battle unfolded above them. More harvester ships incoming. Jack's tentacles flew across his console. 5 capital ships just emerged from hyperspace. The Guardian's holographic form remained calm. Execute final protocol. Release the city. The ocean floor trembled as ancient machinery activated. The entire city of Atlantis began to move, its massive structure rising from its underwater home for the first time in thousands of years. Water cascaded from its crystal spires as it broke the surface, its true form finally revealed to the world. City shields at maximum, Dr. Mary reported. All weapon systems online. The Harvester capital ships were massive, each one larger than the largest human city. But as they approached Earth, Atlantis revealed its final secret. The city itself transformed, its buildings shifting and combining into a single massive weapon platform. All crews synchronized with the city's main cannon. The Guardian commanded, channel all power to the primary array. Through their neural links, every crew member, human and alien alike, felt the surge of power as their ships connected with the city's systems. The combined energy of 20 ships and an ancient city focused into a single point of light. The Harvesters, recognizing the threat too late, tried to retreat. Their dark ships turned, attempting to flee back into hyperspace. But Atlantis had waited too long for this moment. Fire, the Guardian said simply. A beam of pure golden energy erupted from the city's heart, amplified by the surrounding ships. It cut through space like a sword of light, slicing through the Harvester fleet. Their supposedly invincible shields crumbled, their mighty ships reduced to drifting debris. In the command center, humans and aliens watched in awe as the threat that had terrorized the galaxy for millions of years was finally defeated. The remaining Harvester ships fled, jumping to hyperspace, carrying word of their defeat to the rest of their kind. It's done, Captain Tom said quietly. We've won. The Guardian's form glowed brighter. No, we've only begun. The Harvesters will return, but now the galaxy knows they can be defeated. Earth is no longer just another world to be harvested. It is the world that broke their power. Atlantis settled back onto the ocean surface, its golden towers shining in the sunlight. Around the world, people emerged from their homes to see the ancient city floating majestically on the waves, a testament to human achievement and the power of cooperation. What happens now? Dr. Robert asked. Now, the Guardian replied, we rebuild. Atlantis will no longer hide. It's time for humanity to reclaim its legacy and take its place among the stars. But this time, we go forward together, humans, aliens, and the wisdom of the ancients combined. Above them, the Golden Fleet took up protective positions around Earth, ready to defend their home against any threat. The age of hiding was over. The age of unity had begun.